You won't believe what went down when Stephen A. Smith sat across from college football's golden boy, Travis Hunter. What started as a casual sit-down for ESPN quickly spiraled into a firestorm of shocking revelations, awkward silences, and questions that left fans gasping for air. Stephen A. never one to bite his tongue, took a sharp turn away from football highlights and stats and instead zeroed in on something far more personal: Travis Hunter's wife. That's right, in front of cameras, lights, and a live studio, audience Stephen A. put Travis on the spot about his marriage, leaving the young star visibly rattled. But here's where it gets messy. The exchange wasn't just uncomfortable, it was explosive. Fans couldn't believe Stephen A. actually asked what he asked, and Travis's reaction only fueled more speculation. Was this just tough love from one of sports media's biggest personalities, or was Stephen A. deliberately trying to stir drama for ratings? Whatever the motive, the fallout was immediate. Clips went viral, comments poured in, and suddenly the conversation wasn't about football, it was about Travis's personal life. And trust me, the whispers, the accusations, and the tension only get crazier from here. The lights were low in the studio, but the energy was electric. Everyone expected a normal sit-down. Some talk about Travis Hunter's performance on the field, his versatility as both a receiver and defensive back. Maybe even some fun banter about his future in the NFL. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected Stephen A. Smith to open the door to something so personal. The air shifted the moment Stephen leaned forward, eyes narrowing, voice dropping to that serious tone he uses right before a verbal knockout. He said, "Travis, I gotta ask you, man, how is your wife handling all this fame, all this attention? And let me be real, all these rumors." Travis froze. His smile, that calm, collected vibe he always carries, it cracked right in front of the cameras. Fans watching later said they could literally see the sweat form on his forehead. His jaw tightened, and his hands twitched slightly as he tried to figure out how to respond. For a moment, silence filled the room, the kind of silence that makes people lean closer to their screens. The young star took a deep breath, forced a grin, and replied, "My wife's good, man. We're solid." But the way his eyes darted to the side, the way his voice carried just a tiny tremor, it told a completely different story. And of course, Stephen A. wasn't about to let it go. He leaned in even further and said, "Come on, brother. Don't give me that media answer. The street's been talking. Fans been talking. Your name and your wife's name been circulating on social media in ways that ain't just about football. So let me ask you straight up, are you and your wife really on the same page?" That was the spark that lit the fire. Travis's face dropped, the smile disappeared completely, and for the first time, he looked angry. "Stephen, with all due respect, that's personal, man. People don't need to know what goes on in my marriage." The audience in the studio gasped. Some even clapped while others whispered nervously. The tension was unbearable, but Stephen, being who he is, didn't back down. Instead, he raised his voice, the way only he can, and said, "No, no, no. See, when you're in the spotlight, when you're the face of a team, a whole brand, your personal life becomes part of the story, whether you like it or not. And if your marriage is shaky, if your foundation ain't solid, that's going to affect everything." The fans deserve to know if their hero is keeping it together at home. Travis shook his head, muttering under his breath, clearly agitated. He finally responded, "Look, man, people talk. They make up stuff. Me and my wife, we got love, we got loyalty. Yeah, it's not always perfect, but whose marriage is, we're good." He tried to move the conversation back to football, but the damage was already done. Fans watching at home had their jaws on the floor, and then came the first twist. Just as the discussion started to cool off, a voice from the side interrupted. It wasn't a producer. It wasn't another guest. It was a fan in the audience who shouted, "What about the video, Travis? What about that clip on TikTok? The room erupted in gasps. Travis's eyes went wide. Stephen A. looked stunned, but also intrigued. And the producers immediately tried to silence the audience. But the words were already out there. Stephen A. pounced on it like a shark. "What video? What are we talking about here?" he demanded. Travis's face flushed red, and he shook his head furiously. "Nah, man, don't do this. Don't bring up that nonsense." But by then, the damage was irreversible. Fans online were already pulling up their phones, searching for whatever video this audience member had mentioned. And within minutes, clips began circulating across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It showed a blurry scene of Travis's wife, allegedly at a party, standing close to someone who definitely was not Travis. The video quality was shaky, the angle questionable, but the internet didn't care. The speculation spread like wildfire. Back in the studio, the tension was suffocating. Travis was clearly furious, his fists clenched on the table, his voice shaking as he muttered, "People are trying to destroy my family for clicks, for attention. It's disgusting." Stephen A. tilted his head almost as if he was sympathetic, but then he delivered the line that broke everything open. "But the question is, Travis, do you believe it? Do you trust her?" That sentence echoed like a cannon blast. The audience gasped again. Some covered their mouths in shock. Travis went silent, his lips pressed tight, his eyes staring down at the table. His silence said more than words ever could. The clip went viral instantly. Fans commented things like he didn't deny it and his silence tells the truth. Some defended him, saying he was just overwhelmed and didn't want to air his marriage in public, while others insisted this was proof that the rumors were true. The Hunter family suddenly became the center of national attention, and not for football reasons. What made it even worse was that just hours after the interview, Travis's wife posted a cryptic Instagram story with a black background and white text that read, "Sometimes the people who swear they love you the most are the ones who doubt you first." Fans were floored. Was she responding to Travis's silence? Was she accusing him of not trusting her? Or was it aimed at the public for jumping to conclusions? Nobody knew for sure, but the timing couldn't have been more explosive. As if things weren't already spiraling. Another twist hit. An old teammate of Travis from high school decided to chime in on Twitter, saying, "Bin knew he couldn't handle the pressure. This girl been messy." His tweet blew up instantly, dragging even more people into the drama. Suddenly, what was supposed to be a casual interview turned into a full-blown scandal involving teammates, family, and fans. The pressure mounted on Travis. During practice the next day, reporters swarmed him, shouting questions not about football, but about his wife. "You two still together? Did you see the video? What do you have to say about the rumors?" Tried to ignore them. But cameras caught him visibly upset, shaking his head, even snapping at one reporter to mind your business. Fans were divided. Some rallied behind him, saying he deserved privacy and that people should focus on his game, not his marriage. Others couldn't stop speculating, dissecting every social media post, every glance, every word. The story was no longer about a football star. It was about a marriage crumbling in front of millions of people. Meanwhile, Stephen A. was catching heat too. Many accused him of crossing a line, of using his platform to embarrass a young athlete for ratings. Some fans even demanded ESPN apologize, saying it was unprofessional and cruel. But others applauded him, saying he was just asking the tough questions everyone wanted answered. The drama had legs, and it wasn't slowing down. And just when people thought it couldn't get any crazier, another bombshell dropped. It's an anonymous source claiming to be close to Travis's wife came forward with even more allegations, suggesting that the video wasn't the only questionable moment, that there were other nights, other parties, and other names involved. Travis, already drowning in rumors, was now forced to consider whether he would finally speak out directly about his wife or continue staying silent. His next move could either calm the storm or pour gasoline on the fire. And it was at that exact cliffhanger moment, with cameras flashing, fans screaming, and social media on fire, that part one of this saga came to a dramatic close. The anonymous source's claims hit the internet like a tidal wave. Suddenly, the whispers about Travis Hunter's wife weren't just whispers anymore. They were rumors dressed up as testimony, spread across fan pages and gossip blogs like wildfire. So-called insider, whose identity was never revealed, told a sports gossip site that Travis has no idea what's been going on when he's on the road. His wife has been living a double life. Those words alone had fans spiraling, dissecting every detail, wondering if the Golden Boy's fairy tale marriage was really a ticking time bomb by the next morning. The Hunter family name was trending everywhere. Every sports network, gossip channel, and even mainstream outlets had picked up the story. Stephen A's interview clip was being replayed endlessly, with dramatic captions like "Travis Hunter blindsided on live TV" and "Marriage under fire." The young star, who just wanted to focus on football, suddenly found his entire personal life dragged into the spotlight. Travis tried to ignore it at first. Kay posted a picture of himself in practice gear with the caption, "Locked in. Football first, let's go." But fans weren't buying it. The comment section exploded, not with support, but with questions. What about your wife? Do you trust her or not? What's the truth behind the video? The distraction was impossible to escape. Behind the scenes, Travis's wife was reportedly furious. According to people close to her, she felt betrayed, not just by Stephen A's invasive questioning, but by Travis's silence during the interview. In her eyes, silence meant doubt, and doubt meant he didn't believe in her loyalty. She allegedly confronted him in private, demanding to know why he didn't defend her more forcefully. "You just sat there," she shouted. "You let him question me like that in front of the world. You let the internet think I'm guilty?" Travis, already overwhelmed, allegedly fired back. "I was blindsided. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to make it worse." But to her, that excuse wasn't enough. The argument reportedly escalated into a full-blown fight, with accusations flying both ways. Neighbors later claimed they heard shouting, though no one could confirm exactly what was said. Fans were eating it up. Hashtags like #HunterDrama and #TrustIssues were trending. Memes flooded the internet, some mocking Travis for being caught slipping, others mocking Stephen A for turning into Maury on live TV. One viral post even compared the situation to reality shows, saying, "Forget the NFL draft. This is Love and Hip Hop, Colorado edition." Meanwhile, Stephen A seemed to thrive in the chaos. On his radio show the next day, he doubled down. "Look, I don't apologize for asking tough questions. If you're in the spotlight, you gotta be ready. I wasn't trying to embarrass the young brother, but the truth is, fans deserve transparency. This is bigger than football. It's about character. It's about trust." His comments sparked even more backlash, but also more attention. People accused him of exploiting the situation for ratings, while others praised him for exposing the truth. And then came another shocking twist. Just as the internet was debating who was right and who was wrong, a second video surfaced. This one, clearer than the first, showed Travis's wife at what looked like the same party, laughing and dancing with the same mysterious man from the original blurry clip. They weren't caught kissing or doing anything explicit, but the closeness, the way they leaned into each other, the way her hand lingered on his arm, was enough to send fans into a frenzy. This second video went viral instantly. Sports blogs and gossip channels looped it nonstop, analyzing every frame like it was evidence in a trial. Fans declared, "That's it, she's guilty," while others insisted, "It's just a dance, calm down." The debate tore through, social media dividing the fan base even further. When reporters caught up with Travis after practice, he looked exhausted, his eyes heavy, his responses clipped. "I'm not talking about that," he muttered when asked about the new video. "Stop asking me about my personal life." But his refusal to address it only fueled the speculation. Inside the Hunter household, things were reportedly even worse. Sources claimed that Travis's wife broke down in tears, accusing him of not standing by her side publicly. "You're supposed to protect me," she cried, "but you're letting the world crucify me, Travis." According to those close to the situation was torn between his love for her and his doubts about what he'd seen. The images haunted him, the whispers echoed in his head, to make matters even more dramatic. Travis's parents allegedly got involved. His mother, protective and outspoken, reportedly confronted her daughter-in-law, demanding answers. "Is this nonsense I'm seeing online? Do you know what you're doing to my son's career?" Family insiders claim the confrontation was tense, with raised voices and accusations flying. Travis's father, more reserved, tried to play peacemaker. But even he admitted to friends that the situation doesn't look good. Fans couldn't get enough of the family drama. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion, not just on Travis and his wife, but on his entire family dynamic. Was his mother right to intervene? Was his wife the victim of unfair scrutiny? Was Travis too weak to defend his marriage? The story had evolved from a simple interview into a full-blown soap opera. Playing out in real time, then came a moment nobody expected. During a live practice stream, Travis's wife showed up on the sidelines. Cameras caught her sitting alone, staring at the field, her face tight with emotion. When Travis jogged past, he barely looked at her. Fans watching the stream lost their minds. Chat sections exploded with comments like, "Did you see that cold shoulder? And this marriage is done." The clip of Travis ignoring his wife during practice became the next viral sensation. The pressure was unbearable. Teammates reportedly pulled Travis aside, urging him to get a handle on the situation before it spiraled further. One anonymous teammate told a reporter, "He's distracted, man. His head's not in the game. We need him focused, not caught up in drama." Even coaches were allegedly concerned, warning him that if he didn't get things under control, it could start affecting his performance on the field. But Travis couldn't escape it. Every time he opened his phone, there were new memes, new rumors, new videos. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, a shocking revelation hit the internet. Screenshots began circulating of alleged text messages between Travis's wife and the man from the videos. The messages were unverified, but they hinted at late-night conversations, inside jokes, and even plans to meet up again. Fans were floored. The messages were real. It was damning evidence. If they were fake, it was one of the cruelest hoaxes ever pulled on a young athlete. Travis reportedly confronted his wife immediately, demanding to know the truth. "Are these messages real?" he asked, his voice breaking. She denied everything, swearing the texts were fabricated, another attempt by haters to tear them apart. "I would never do that to you," she cried. "You have to believe me." But Travis, torn between love and suspicion, didn't know what to believe anymore. The world was watching every move, every word. Fans were more invested in this scandal than in actual games. Talk shows debated it daily, gossip blogs posted hourly updates, and social media turned into a battlefield of opinions. The Hunter marriage had become the ultimate reality show, and everyone wanted a front row seat. And just when the chaos reached a boiling point, a new twist emerged that nobody saw coming. The mysterious man from the videos finally spoke out. In an Instagram live session, he claimed he was just a friend, that nothing inappropriate had ever happened, and that the internet was blowing things out of proportion. But the way he smiled during the stream, the sly tone in his voice, made fans question his sincerity. Was he telling the truth, or just trying to stir the pot even further? The tension was unbearable. Travis, his wife, his family, his team, everyone was caught in the storm. And at that moment, as the mysterious man's words spread like wildfire online, the saga took another shocking turn, setting the stage for part 3 of this drama that was nowhere near finished. The Instagram Live replayed across every platform, dissected frame by frame like it was a championship game highlight. The mysterious man introduced himself casually, saying, "Look, I ain't trying to break up nobody's marriage. Me and her, we just friends. That's it." It's people blowing things out of proportion, but the way he smirked, the glint in his eye, it didn't sit right with fans. Some swore he was lying, others said he was trolling, and a few insisted he was, enjoying the attention way too much. Travis Hunter was watching the live stream in real time, according to sources close to him, and he was furious. The man's demeanor, his tone felt mocking, like he was taunting Travis in front of millions. Travis reportedly threw his phone across the room, shouting, "He's laughing at me, making me look like a fool." His wife, sitting nearby, broke down in tears, insisting again that nothing inappropriate ever happened. But Travis couldn't shake the image of that smirk burned into his mind. The fallout was immediate. Fans bombarded the mysterious man's Instagram with comments, some calling him a liar, others praising him for exposing the truth. Memes flooded Twitter showing split screens of Travis's reaction and the man's smirk, with captions like, "She said just friends, but he said just vibes." The Hunter marriage had officially become the internet's favorite drama. The next day, Travis showed up to practice late. Teammates noticed his mood, distant, distracted, and short-tempered. One insider claimed he snapped at a rookie for dropping a pass, something totally out of character for the usually calm star. Coaches pulled him aside, reminding him that the team needed his focus. But Travis muttered under his breath, "How am I supposed to focus when the whole world's laughing at me?" Back at home, the tension between Travis and his wife reached a boiling point. According to a friend of the family, their arguments had turned into a cycle. She'd beg him to trust her, he'd demand proof, and both would end up exhausted, crying or yelling. One night, the fight reportedly got so bad that Travis stormed out, driving around aimlessly for hours before finally returning in the early morning. Neighbors claimed they saw him sitting in his car outside the house, head in his hands before finally walking inside. Fans, meanwhile, were piecing together every clue. They noticed his wife hadn't worn her wedding ring in her latest Instagram story. They pointed out that Travis had unfollowed her on Twitter, even though he quickly followed her back later. Small details became massive theories, fueling the narrative that their marriage was crumbling in real time. Stephen A. Smith, the man who started the avalanche, couldn't stay silent. On his show, he addressed the backlash directly. "Everybody want to blame me for asking the question, but let me remind you, I didn't make those videos. I didn't start those rumors. All I did was bring the conversation into the light. If you can't handle the truth, that's not on me." His words reignited the debate. Was he just doing his job, or did he push too far for ratings? As the internet battled it out, another shocking twist dropped. The mysterious man posted a screenshot of a FaceTime call with Travis's wife. He blurred out the conversation, but the image showed her smiling at the camera late at night. He captioned it, "Just friends, right? Y'all relax." The post set off absolute chaos. Fans were floored. Was it real? Was it photoshopped? Travis's wife immediately denied it, claiming the picture was old and taken out of context. But the damage was done. Twaff reportedly lost it. How many more lies are out there? How many more receipts he got? He shouted, according to a source close to him. His wife begged him not to believe the man, insisting he's trying to ruin us, Travis. Don't let him win. But Travis's doubt was written all over his face. The team, worried about his mental state, brought in counselors to talk to him, urging him to block out the noise. But it was easier said than done. The internet wouldn't let him breathe. Every press conference, every practice, every game, reporters hammered him with questions about his marriage instead of football. One journalist even asked bluntly, "Do you think your wife has been faithful?" Travis's glare in response could have cut glass. "Next question," he barked. But the silence after said everything. The situation grew darker when rumors emerged that Travis's wife was considering moving out temporarily to give him space. Gossip blogs reported she was seen leaving their home with a suitcase, though no one could confirm where she went. Fans speculated endlessly, was this the beginning of the end, or just a pause before reconciliation? Through all this, Travis's mother allegedly doubled down on her protective stance. Insiders claimed she told him flat out, "Son, you gotta think about your career. She's dragging you down, you need to cut ties. You don't owe her your future." His wife, on the other hand, accused his mother of trying to sabotage their marriage from the start. "She never liked me. She's been waiting for something like this," she reportedly cried. The family was split, with Travis caught in the middle, torn between the woman he loved and the mother who raised him. Fans described it as a reality show unfolding in real life. Some even joked that Netflix should pick it up as a series because the drama had more twists than scripted television. But for Travis, it wasn't entertainment. It was his life unraveling in front of millions. The breaking point came during a big televised game. Cameras caught his wife in the stands looking tense and emotional, while Travis struggled on the field, dropping passes and missing tackles. Commentators tiptoed around the obvious, but fans online were brutal. "He's distracted," they wrote. "It's playing like a man whose marriage is on the line." The loss that night only made the whispers louder. After the game, Travis skipped the post-game press conference, something he rarely ever did. Reporters later learned he went straight home, where another explosive argument allegedly unfolded. Neighbors once again claimed to hear shouting, followed by silence. A few hours later, Travis's wife posted another cryptic message on social media. "Funny how the person you love the most can make you feel the most alone." Fans were stunned. Was she talking about Travis? Was this a cry for help, or was it another indirect response to the rumors? Meanwhile, the mysterious man wasn't done stirring the pot. He posted yet another story, this time showing himself at a club with a caption that read, "Y'all keep watching the wrong highlight reel." The timing, the smugness, it drove fans wild. Speculation skyrocketed that he was trolling Travis on purpose, feeding the fire just to stay relevant. Some accused him of clout chasing, while others believed he was holding back even more receipts. Travis, cornered and exhausted, began avoiding the media altogether. Sources close to him said he started questioning everyone around him, his friends, his teammates, even his wife's closest circle. "Who's leaking this stuff? Who's keeping secrets from me?" he asked repeatedly. Paranoia was setting in, and the once confident, focused athlete looked like a shell of himself. The climax of Part 3 came when reports surfaced that Travis's wife had secretly met with the mysterious man to clear the air, paparazzi style. Photos showed the two sitting at an outdoor cafe, talking intensely. While nothing romantic seemed to happen, the optics were devastating. Fans erupted online, screaming betrayal, while Travis was allegedly blindsided. When shown the pictures, he reportedly whispered, "She lied to me. She told me she cut him off." And just like that, the internet exploded again. Was this the final straw? Had his wife truly betrayed him? Or was it just an innocent meeting taken out of context? The Hunter marriage now stood on the edge of collapse, with millions of fans watching, judging, and waiting for the next move. And it was at that exact moment Travis staring at the pictures, his trust shattered, his wife insisting it wasn't. What it looked like that Part 3 ended, leaving the world desperate to know what would happen next. The cafe photos hit like a grenade. Tabloids plastered them everywhere, front pages, sports blogs, gossip accounts. The captions were merciless. "Caught red-handed, double life exposed. Travis Hunter's wife spotted with mystery man again." The pictures weren't blurry, they weren't grainy, they were crystal clear, showing her leaning across the table, talking intently with him, her hand brushing the edge of his cup. The internet didn't wait for context. Within minutes, the narrative was written: betrayal. Travis Hunter was reportedly devastated when the photos reached him. Friends close to him said he stared at them in silence, then whispered, "She swore." It was over, she swore. He locked himself in his room for hours, refusing to talk to anyone. When his wife tried to explain, insisting it was just a conversation and that she only wanted to end the rumors once and for all, he exploded. "Then why didn't you tell me? Why did you sneak behind my back?" His voice was shaking, not with anger alone, but with heartbreak. She begged him to listen. "I was trying to protect you. I didn't want you dragged into this more than you already are. I thought if I met him face to face and shut this down, it would finally stop." But Travis wasn't convinced. To him, the secret meeting felt like the ultimate betrayal, regardless of her explanation. "You don't fix lies with more lies," he snapped, turning away. Fans, of course, didn't wait for his verdict. Social media split into factions. Some defended her, saying she was brave to confront the man directly and try to put an end to the circus. Others called her disloyal, saying that if she truly respected Travis, she never would have met the man privately in the first place. Hashtags like #TeamTravis and #TeamWife flooded timelines, and everyone seemed to have chosen a side. Stephen, a Smith who had unleashed this storm weeks earlier, couldn't resist weighing in again. On his show, he pointed at the camera with his trademark intensity and declared, "I warned everybody from the jump. If your foundation ain't solid, it will crumble under pressure. Now look what's happening." Travis is a phenomenal athlete, but right now, his personal life is shaking the ground beneath his career. And if he doesn't address it, it could cost him everything. His commentary only added gasoline to the fire. As the drama raged, Travis's teammates grew concerned. Insiders said the locker room felt tense, with players unsure how to approach him. One veteran tried to encourage him, saying, "Man, block out the noise. We got your back." But another admitted he's not himself, and everyone can see. The scandal wasn't just a distraction, it was becoming a full-on weight dragging him down. Behind closed doors, the Hunter household reached a breaking point. Reports claimed Travis's wife packed a bag and threatened to leave. "If you don't trust me, if you think I'm lying, then what are we even doing here?" she cried. Travis, torn between love and betrayal, allegedly told her, "I don't know if I can forgive you, but I don't want to lose you." It was the most vulnerable he had ever sounded. And then, just when it seemed like the marriage might completely implode, a shocking twist flipped the narrative again. The mysterious man finally broke his silence in a televised interview. Sitting across from a local news anchor, he said, "I never had a relationship with her. Never. We're friends, that's it. All this stuff about cheating, about late-night calls, that's lies from people who don't know us. I never wanted this to blow up like it did." But here's the kicker. He admitted that he leaked the original blurry video himself. "Yeah, I posted that first clip," he said casually. "But not to hurt them. Thought it was funny, I thought. People would just joke about it." "Oh, I didn't know it would get this big." Fans were floored. He admitted he started the chaos, but then claimed innocence about the rest. To some, it was confirmation that Travis's wife had been unfairly dragged through the mud. To others, it felt like a half confession. A way to save face while still leaving questions unanswered. Travis watched the interview live, according to insiders, and his emotions were all over the place. On one hand, the man admitted to sparking the firestorm, which gave credence to his wife's innocence. On the other hand, the smug tone, the lack of real remorse, made him feel like the whole thing was one big game at his expense. The interview triggered a massive shift online. Suddenly, fans who had torn into Travis's wife were apologizing, admitting they might have judged too quickly. Others doubled down, saying, "Nah, there's more to this story. Don't let them off the hook yet." The Hunter drama, instead of resolving, twisted into an even bigger storm of conflicting narratives. But then, the first time since the scandal began, Travis and his wife appeared together publicly. They walked hand in hand into a press conference room, faces serious. But united, Travis spoke first. "I know a lot's been said, a lot's been speculated. I want to make one thing clear. We're not perfect, but we love each other, and we're working through this together." His wife nodded beside him, tears in her eyes, and added, "People see clips, screenshots, rumors, but they don't see the truth of our marriage. I love my husband, and I'm not going anywhere." The moment was powerful. Fans watching live felt the emotion, the vulnerability. Some were moved to tears, flooding social media with messages of support. "They're fighting for love," one fan wrote. Others, of course, weren't convinced. Skeptics called it damage control, a staged performance to save his reputation. But no matter the interpretation, the press conference shifted the tone. Instead of just a scandal, it became a story of resilience, of two people trying to weather a storm together. For the first time, Travis wasn't silent, and his wife wasn't cryptic together. They stood against the tidal wave of rumors. Still, unresolved questions lingered. Would the mysterious man truly disappear, or did he have more tricks up his sleeve? Would the marriage survive once the spotlight dimmed, or was it already fractured beyond repair? Fans couldn't stop speculating. The saga reached its emotional climax when Travis's team played their next big game. His wife was in the stands again, but this time, cameras caught him looking up at her before kickoff, giving a small nod. During the game, he played like a man reborn, catching passes, locking down defenders, scoring a crucial touchdown. The crowd erupted, commentators praised his resilience, and fans declared it a redemption moment. After the win, as he left the field, Travis ran straight to the stands and hugged his wife tightly, the cameras capturing every second. The image went viral instantly, becoming the new face of the saga. Headlines shifted from scandal to reconciliation. Travis Hunter silences doubters. Love wins on the field, from rumors to redemption. But even in victory, the story wasn't truly over. Gossip blogs continued to whisper about the cafe meeting, the text messages, and the mysterious man's motives. Fans debated endlessly. Was this a genuine reconciliation, or a fragile truce waiting to collapse? The Hunter marriage had survived the storm for now, but the scars were visible. And the questions would linger long after the cameras turned away, as the credits of this real-life drama seemed to roll. One thing was certain. What began as a single, unexpected question from Stephen A. Smith had spiraled into one of the most sensational, shocking, and unforgettable sagas fans had ever seen. And though the couple stood united in the end, the world would never forget the chaos that unfolded, the tears shed, and the hearts tested under the blinding lights of fame. And that, right there, is where the story leaves us suspended between scandal and redemption, between rumors and reality, between love and heartbreak. Stephen A. Smith's single question lit the spark, but what followed became one of the wildest rides fans have ever witnessed. A marriage tested on national television, whispers of betrayal turned into viral headlines, a mysterious man smirking in the shadows, and a family left to pick up the pieces while the whole world watched. Fans are still divided. Some believe Travis Hunter and his wife came out stronger, that their public show of unity proves love can survive even the harshest storm. Others are convinced the cracks remain, that what we saw was just damage control, and that one more spark could send it all crashing down again. And what about Stephen A.? Was he just doing his job, or did he cross a line that should never have been crossed? These questions linger, unanswered, fueling even more speculation. But now, it's over to you. What do you think really happened behind those cameras? Was Travis's wife unfairly dragged into the spotlight? Or were the fans right to question her loyalty? Did Stephen A. expose the truth? Or did he destroy a marriage for the sake of ratings? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because we want to hear every theory, every opinion, every wild take. If you were shocked by this saga, make sure you hit that like button so more fans can join the conversation. Subscribe to the channel for More explosive drama, because trust me, the stories only get bigger from here. And don't forget to turn on notifications. You don't want to miss the next scandal that has fans gasping and families divided. This isn't just news. This is drama. This is reality. You're part of it.